We'll do a hearing of the audience first. That's you.
Me, okay. I thought it was like a public comment section. I'm sorry. There you go. If you want to take one of those and pass it down, we've got some project update on page. Yeah, so good evening. Good to see you all. Jason Hoskinson with PG Consultants. And I wanted to give you just a couple of project updates. And then ultimately where we're going is the Kansas Water Office is making a call for grant projects for, well, more design, more construction of what we've been designing on your sanitary projects. So grant applications are due. And I want to kind of visit with the council, maybe get some direction from the council to help with working with Adam and Ryan on what we want to apply for as far as the next phase of grant funding of the project. So a quick update on the sewer side of things. Recall we're currently working through finishing up the design of rehab work for about half of your sewer system, relining, repairing problem areas and things of that nature. And then also designing a new lift station for the east lift station and some control modifications for the southwest lift station. So that's what's included in that project. We are, I'll say like 98% through all of our services. We're putting the finishing touches on the plans, going through some quality checks and stuff like that. And within the next couple of weeks, we should be wrapped up and submitting those to KDHE for approval to build the project, permission to build the project. So it's essentially done, minus a few dotting I's and crossing T's. Our current cost estimate for the whole project, the construction phase of the whole project, lighting, lift stations, and everything, is a little over 3 million. It's kind of down there at the bottom, 3.275 billion for the entire project. I'll come back to that here in just a minute. I'm going to jump to the other side. Well, actually, before I get off the sanitary, any questions on kind of the sanitary process and our design?
At the end of it, will we be able to get maps of where the sanitary?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, we will have plans and everything for you that show where the existing sewer's at and what improvements are included. We'll give you some full-size sets and a digital copy as well. So if you needed to pull it up on a tablet or something, you can do that. I'm going to jump to the back page here. The other project that's kind of been ongoing for some period of time now is the water well project at First and Edwards. So if you recall, the city's acquired the property for it, and we've gone through the design for the wells in place and ready to go. It's been sent to KDHE. We've applied for that this last year for the Kansas Water Office funding, and it did not get funded. But right now, an opinion of cost to implement that, the construction phase to put in a new well, is $435,000 down there on that site and tie it into the system. So those are kind of the two big utility side projects that we've been working with the city on. Now that brings me to, okay, now the last item here. Applications for grant funding are due at the end of this month. And it's the same, basically the same rules, the same everything as what you're doing right now with the design of the sanitary. It goes through the Kansas Water Office, 100% grant funding. You can match and try to sweeten the pot if there's local money available to try to throw some brownie points towards your grant application. They don't really have a scoring table as to how that plays in, but it certainly does. If they're looking at two projects and both of them are the same cost, this community is going to pitch in 25%, and this community is not. It might sway their decision to go that route. It may not. They seem to want to spread the money around a little bit. But my question, I guess, from council would be, and I've laid out a few options here. How do we want to apply for a project, or what size of project do you want to look at applying for? You can put in more than one application. they'll ask you to prioritize it, like which ones are. We could give you $500,000. Which one would we like to have it for? So we could do option one. We could submit for the construction for the water well project. Option two, you could submit for your entire sanitary project, almost 3 million. Or you could do a portion thereof, and I did provide an option three for just the lift station upgrades because I know East Lift Station's been giving you some havoc here.
Well, the minimum, we need that.
Yeah,
I would say.
I will say in the last round, I look back at the 2025 recipients. I made a note of that down here. Most of them were between 350 and 350,000 and $1 million. Most of the grants that were. There were a few that were just a touch over 1 million, but if I look at that and try to project that out, say, well, what's the chances of getting 3.3 million in this next round? It's probably slim to none. Unless you wanted to match it with some local money and try to bond or loans or KDHE or something like that and do a bigger project. But,
Can I ask you?
yeah, go
It's
ahead.
probably not going to be a brief question, but
Okay.
most of us were not on council whenever the original the well was.
Okay.
Can you just kind of go through like the importance of a new well or like
Sure.
kind of where we are with that?
Yeah. So kind
We
of
can
very,
kind of gauge what need is.
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the lift station's a much higher
Yeah.
priority than
I
the
think
well.
so,
Like
too.
we've got a water tower that works and we're hooked up to rural water if something really goes bad.
Yeah. So
We just spent a lot of money pumping out a lift station that failed
yeah.
and was running raw sewage out again. So
Right.
I'm 100% agree. It's probably with that, but I don't know about the well thing.
Yeah. The wells.
kind of a history of
Yeah.
what comes about. Yeah.
Just a real quick high level wells. So there's been maybe maybe 7 or 8 different wells through the history in time, and then when we got involved with the water well project, maybe like 7, 8, 10 years ago. I think we were down to either 2 or 3 wells at that time that were producing water. One was producing just a little bit, and the other one, the production was going down. Had some cleaning and testing. The steel casing is corroding, so it's not getting as much water. The pumps are having problems. And so I think you're down to 1 water well pump right now. Are you still at 2? Okay, you're at 2. Um, so you can produce water in town, but there was some concerns during high usage summertime that it maybe couldn't keep up. At that time, we did work with the city. We got the rural water connection as an interconnect as a backup. So if the wells went down, you didn't have to bring in bottled water. So you've got that scenario. But in the process of that, the prior councils had also pursued acquiring some property for a new well because all the existing wells don't meet the current regulations for clearances around the wells, say sanitary lines and things like that. So prior councils have gone through and done some test drilling in some different locations, found a site at First and Edwards that can produce some water and produce that portion of the property.
Oh.
So it's ready to be built. It's just a matter of pulling the trigger and building it. So
Does that price change if we don't need to buy it? Like I've got a well pump, right? We got a brand new well pump that came out of 5.
okay.
When 5 collapsed.
Okay.
So does that change the price on that well project?
It
Or
could.
is that
Yeah.
just construction?
No, that includes the new pump.
Okay, so I got some pump and all the piping still.
Okay, so yeah, there could be some reduction in cost there. A lot of that cost is getting a contractor mobilized in, drill, pad around it, and everything else. Couldn't tell you exactly.
No, that's
but
Well, here's a question I have is, okay, if we do apply for these grants and we get one,
Mhm.
are we limited to that grant over a period of how many years before we can apply for another in the same?
I don't know that there is any limitation. It's only been, this is the fourth round of 5 that have been funded. Annual rounds that have been funded. So there's not really a good pattern or history to see like have people gotten it multiple times in a row. I would like to think if you've been funded for design, which you have, that would help. Like, hey, we've succeeded in the first grant. Now we're ready to build at least a portion of it. Hopefully that would play to your benefit. There's also no guarantee that this money's going to be, the funding is going to be around after next year. No. I think this is the fourth round, and there's 5 rounds that have been funded.
This is from
So-
the state of Kansas. though.
From the state of Kansas, yeah. Now there's a good chance that Topeka could re-up it again next year in some kind of bill. But until that happens, it's not really set in stone yet. So yeah, you could look at could look at applying for. I know your lift station's been causing problems. You could look at applying for option 3 and maybe option 1 as well if you wanted to, but put the priority on option 3 if that's where the council wants to focus.
I agree with Katie. We gotta do something about that.
Oh, yeah.
That lift station's a pain.
I guess my question is like, what is the temporary financing? And then down at the bottom is like assuming a loan. Is that
Okay.
like where we need to increase like our water rates that much?
No. Okay. Yeah, I didn't explain this.
Okay.
So temporary financing, and I've got that as a question mark. So the water office loan or the water office grant is it's every 3 months, right? That they're reimbursing you.
Yes.
So the city would pay up front, and then after 3 months of payments, you can request reimbursement. So if you do a lift station project, however, you're going to have to pay potentially almost the entire $750,000 out of the bank, the city's bank account, before you can get reimbursed by the Kansas Water Office with the grant dollars. So it can all happen in the same year, but it's kind of a cash flow thing. Is there enough cash in the city's bank to float $750,000 worth of payments? If not, we may
The answer is no.
might want to look at some temporary financing just to help cover that. Because you get a contractor in here, they do a bunch of work, and you don't pay their bill next month, they head out. So and not finish the project. So that's what the temporary financing comment would be for. And we can factor that in. It's not a long period of time, but there's some cost to that. It's $10,000 to deal with a temporary note to float the project. The item down at the bottom that I say about local matching money, that's if you wanted to, let's say you wanted to apply for the $3.3 million project and ask for half of it in grant, and then we're going to cover the other half in a loan. Well, if you wanted to get a loan for $1.5 million or whatever, well, $1 million loan is what I show as a scenario here. That's what you would need to raise your utility rates by each month to cover the repayment of that.
I'm sorry to laugh, but we are water billing our citizens out of town already. Like that's not happening. 0%.
But then
I'm just-
I like you showing us that information though, because that like makes it make sense for me, I guess.
But at least we did that 1% sales tax, so that should help cover some gaps.
And it's just there for information. I mean,
Yeah. I know, and I appreciate that. I'm just like looking at this and like my head is already pounding, and now I'm looking at this going,
No, that,
we already have people complaining
Yeah.
about it. Our water bill is insanely high.
They
That
complain
puts our
about
that puts
$5.
our minimum hookup over $100 a month. Holy moly! And that doesn't even include trash. People complain in Atchison their water bill is $90-some. That's with trash.
that's a deal.
I mean, like, would your recommendation be like, do we, our option 3 would be our number 1?
From what I'm hearing and what I know with the problems, yeah, I would say your option 3 would be your highest priority. With the water side of things, you have backup, you have wells that are producing. Maybe some concerns in the summer months if one of the wells goes down for a while, but you have some storage and some fluctuation. If the lift station goes out, you're pumping. You know that.
We know that.
We know that, but
We know
why
that
do
pain.
that?
Yeah, and I don't even know that village yet. We live in something
Yeah,
that particular.
So when you start looking at ownership and maintenance costs, I think
I
the lift
definitely,
station
yeah.
is where you need to prioritize.
Do you need a recommendation tonight for that?
I don't know, Adam, if you're looking for specific action or if it's just kind of council direction, like a consensus, like, yeah, option 3 is what we need to go for.
Just sort of consensus. Even if it's not reached tonight, I can always email you back and say this is what the council is deciding.
So the vote deadline's 3 weeks. For the application.
The application's, yeah, the application's online. It's due in 3 weeks. There's nothing that needs to be signed by the mayor or anything. Adam or somebody at the city can do the online application. That's what we've done in the past, and they'll help provide some verbiage about the project.
Well, if you look at that $750,000 charge, and let's say we go ahead and we actually do go in and want to do a grant, look at the grant for that, then there's a USDA RD. That rural development.
Yeah.
40 years, okay, at four and a quarter. We're talking that's costing us about $20,000 a year. So if we got it, we wanted to go ahead and do it, and then we get the grant, and even if we get a grant for 375,000 of that, half of it, then we're automatically going to be in a better spot than we're at right now. We'd love to get the $750,000 grant. But we know that the likelihood of that's going to be.
Yeah, I think you asked for the 750, and that's right in the sweet spot of what's been funded in the past.
Right, but I'm just saying,
But,
I'm throwing out I'm being the devil's advocate here for a minute.
okay.
Is there a scenario that they would only do that? Or did they just kind of approve it
They
or
would
not?
probably let you know before they do that because they're not going to want to announce it before. And then I know KDOT has done that where they ask for $1 million or if city asks for $1 million and they're like, hey, we can only get you 600 on this project, but you still be willing to take that in advance. So I would think we'd probably get some communication and say we're only going to fund half of it.
I mean, it's a 40-year loan, granted, but if you get it, we would get a partial on it.
Yeah.
It's better than what we got. I mean, personally, we could kick the past councils in the rear end because of that. Not putting that $23,000 there. That would have been over $600,000 if we could have. Didn't happen, but that's water under the bridge. But we got to find a way to fund it. And even if we don't get the grant, I would say we go ahead and apply for that grant
No,
now.
I'm not saying not apply for it. Like, yes, absolutely.
But even if we don't get that grant, then we can. I mean, we've got an option here. Yeah, it's 40 years. That's a long time. But that's only one part of it.
Right. The whole thing with the 40 years, but then you're taking out another loan to fix it because in 40 years this is going to need to be redone again.
Well,
And
maybe
you're still
maybe
paying on the last. Like,
I
you
get
know what
that,
I mean?
but
Like, I'm just gonna shut my mouth right now because every comment that's gonna come out after this is not appropriate, and I'm gonna blame it on sleep deprivation and a massive headache.
well, I mean, one way or the other, we've got to get that lift station fixed.
Yeah.
We don't have any options. So
I think aren't we all in agreement that that's our number one priority?
number one, we apply for the grants. If we
For the
don't get the
750.
grant, then we look at the other options.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're right, $750,000, that's 3/4 of our budget in 1 year. No way we can do that.
What are the thoughts of a second on option one?
I mean, like the money, yeah, but
I'm just really interested in option 3.
like if we get, so I guess these are separate grants. Is that right? The water well is a separate grant than the sanitary system.
It's all the same grant funding, same program, but they would be separate applications. The 3 options here, but really it'd be you could apply for sewer and or water. You would just need to tell them what your priority is because if they're looking at it and say, well,
We
So I guess
which
that like apply for both of them, and if they're like we can only give you money for one of them, clearly we all know what that one needs to be.
Yeah.
yeah.
number one option, or the number one priority is option three.
Option
Yeah.
three is the
Yeah.
number one.
Second priority is option one.
I think it's silly to do option two and then to apply for it.
Yeah, right now we can't. We
Yeah.
gotta get, but we gotta get option three fixed.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be amazing.
Well,
if
just
we
knowing
could
that
get
there's not been
option
any
two.
grants received over, like a few that have been $1 million or a little over.
Well, and then, okay, is the 750,000 included in that 3.275 million?
Yes, yeah, so.
That
if
knocks
you-
that down.
If you do option three, the next sewer project you would be looking at would be maybe 2.5 million or something like that.
Is
But
that
this- But at this time, option three is gonna take care of your biggest problems over sewer.
Is that what you're kind of thinking too? Is are we aligned to the?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good with it.
I'm good with it.
That's all I really needed, unless there's any other questions. Like I said, we're within a week or so of wrapping up the design on the sanitary side, submit that to KDHE for permits. I'll work with Adam, get some information, figure out game plan on getting the grant application in. Option three is the priority. Option one with the water well project is a back.
Yep.
The only other thing I'd say, end of September applications, last year it was like February before we found out if the grants were funded. So there's gonna be a period of time here where it's just gonna radio silence from the state.
If we have to start the project before they say it's approved, we can't do that, can we?
Probably not. It gets, they say in the application, anything that's done ahead of announcement of the grant or the agreement
Oh.
isn't ineligible. So it kind of gets into, well, how do we split apart what has been done, what hasn't?
Yeah.
So I would recommend if you can, as much as you can.
And as part of that planning, the moving the lift station too, and how that is engineered when we have to move that part of his plans.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, we've got it all taken care of.
Yeah,
It
the
is on.
design's already done, this is finance doing.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that part was already taken care of. Awesome. Do you think of anything?
Thank you
we
very
need to-
much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Have a good evening.
Great. We will now begin the hearing to exceed the revenue neutral rate.
So in your packet, you will find the notice of the proposed property tax increase for the different areas around the USD 377, Benton Township, Atchison County, and Effingham provided that so you can kind of see where we're at with them. And then resolution 2025-04 goes through just going to exceed the revenue neutral rate of 64.239 cents.
So basically, from 2024 to 2025, it went up 3,000. Excuse me, 3,783,000. Right? Am I looking at that right? The amount of revenue from property tax levy. Uh,
24.
From 24 to 25. Proposed. 25 total proposed. We went 3.783 million.
Well, doesn't it say here the 20%?
That's county.
Yeah, that's the whole county. That's the total.
Okay.
Or two on budget.
But it's 24.7%.
Yeah.
Cemetery's going down.
Ooh, what then? Hello.
For that sheet is the resolution.
We just need to sign the sheet.
I'll bring one around, yeah. Prior user phrase, biggest box. It would be account. It's all of the three plus.
And that's what they're suggesting you go to
Oh, yeah, it went up a lot.
for a vacant lot.
Soon my house.
What is the,
Uh,
what is the lot that's on this tax? It says vacant lot, it says.
that's gotta be the well site.
Where we haven't built a well.
Right.
Where do you see it?
Right here.
Yeah, on the top. Oh.
World.
Oh, I know, yeah.
So
What do you need?
we need you guys, we need something else to make a motion.
Here, I don't know if we were cited on the record, there is nobody here in the public to make public comment, so there is a public, but it's a required part of the hearing, so.
Oh,
Okay.
we
that's
need
what
to-
I was asking,
please
because you're like,
address-
I had to say this because there's nobody here to comment.
You do.
Okay,
You do.
it's okay.
Or at least note that.
Note that there's nobody in the public here to speak. Okay. Well, nobody here, nobody from the public is here to voice their opinion, so.
Do we need to make a
The
motion to
council will now
close?
vote.
Oh, vote on,
Exceed the revenue
On
neutral
on
rate.
the resolution
okay,
to exceed the revenue,
okay. Sorry. I thought we had already done
because that's a roll call vote. You,
But this is like
you adopt this
that.
to
Okay,
give notice that you've been.
The council member has to make a motion to adopt the resolution.
oh, I make a motion to adopt the resolution 2025-04 for the city of Effingham that shall levy a property tax rate exceeding the revenue neutral rate of 64.239 mils.
Okay, we have to do a roll call.
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Is
Jenna,
Yes.
Andrew.
Yep.
Jesse.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that should be something. Okay, we will now adjourn the hearing for exceeding the revenue neutral rate. And we will now open the budget hearing.
The last piece of paper, is the certificate. This is the budget exceeding the revenue neutral rates. This shows you where all of the different funds, what's going into the different funds. So the general fund will have the 424,000. When he was doing the budget, he took a little bit out of everything and put it into the general because we can transfer from the general to the other things. I told him that we would probably be doing some street projects as well as maybe some sewer projects. So those are a little bit higher this budget than last budget, things like that. And you can see the total is 932,870.
My question, we have a copy of last year's budget.
I can try to find.
Yeah, I would like to have. one. If I recall correctly, last year's budget was like 1.2 million. If I'm thinking correctly. We're going down $300,000 for this year. Oh,
You've done this at the same time.
yeah.
You don't think you have,
I looked for a copy of my stuff. I didn't find. And I mean, we don't really know what is left in the budget for each of the different funds either. So, I mean, huh? But- I mean, I know this is going to be our budget, but I'm just bringing up the fact that that's like a huge cut. $300,000. It's a huge cut. And granted that maybe they over budgeted it, but I guess my question is this is something I guess we should have talked about earlier. From what I understood on budgeting is that if you don't spend it, which I know this from being in the corporate world, you don't spend it, they're not going to give it to you again. So I don't know if that had an impact on this. I don't know what portion. I mean, why would it get cut $300,000? That's the question I'm asking. If 1.2 million is correct, I don't know. I just thought it was. I may be off on that. It may have been 1 million. But that's 1 million. You're okay, but last year in the streets it was 10. He had budgeted $10,000 for this year. 10. Because the year prior to that it was 102,000.
Gotcha.
And then it got budgeted for 10,000 because he said he put it back in general fund, which I get that because you can transfer out of the general fund and put it back into the street fund. I get that part. But the general fund's what's a lot less this year. Pardon me. Yeah, but what I'm saying is if you, I mean, I don't know if public is the same thing as corporate, but in corporate, if you don't spend it, you don't get it next year. So if we didn't spend as much as we should have for the county, to look at or whatever, then that's probably why we didn't get as much this year. So I don't know.
We also haven't spent any money on our streets yet, right? Yeah, but do you think that affects it since it hasn't been spent? that kind of stuff.
When's your
Why you
flight?
left?
When's your flight? That's weird.
Yeah,
Is it December?
it's January, yeah.
It was 1.1. I'm correct. It was 1.1.
Thank you.
See, like the general fund last year was 605,000. This year it's 424,000. There's your decrease right there.
Well, and he said he added more to that, and it's less.
So I can't remember how,
And no debt service, but I don't know that.
Debt service we don't need to worry about because that was something that's been in there forever and ever and ever, and it was really never ever should have been in there.
Okay, so that's.
We took that out, and that got added back into, should have been added back into general.
Our employee benefits have gone down and we have more employees. Right, so we have another full-time employee. With Max.
Yeah, it went down. We're at like $13,000 there.
I don't know that.
Street, the water and utility, or the water and the sewer stayed about the same.
Insurance?
Pool went up. Well, pool went down a lot. Pool went down by almost half.
Why would the benefits of employee benefits went down 13,000? Doesn't make any sense. Insurance or something? Like,
I mean, that could be something too, because I didn't take insurance either from Max.
so that could be.
So that could be a portion.
And that could be part of it, yeah.
Part of it.
But you also, part of benefits is capers and stuff like that too.
Yeah,
You have to do that.
I have to do cake. We have to.
Yeah, that's a requirement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good.
But I mean, and it's probably too late to do anything about it right now, but I'm just raising some concerns on it. But I should have raised them earlier. But
I can't remember what Roger said about why it like 1.1 from last year to 9.3 or 130,000 the upcoming year, but he had a reason why. I think it was based on the amount we're using this year, so we're not close to that 1.1.
You're right.
yeah, if you don't spend it, you don't get it. That's just the way budgets are. I mean,
Yeah, so I think that's the reason.
that's
Yeah,
why
but
you.
you think you can't make that judgment. If you're not operating on an FY that ends in October, how can you judge budget in
Agreed.
September?
Agreed. But what you
Say.
want to do is
Especially
and
when
this
big
is
chunk
something.
hasn't been spent.
This is something that we need to figure out for next year, because next year you need to figure out the spin down. They call it a spin down.
Yeah, but that would be like, we'd have to spend, you'd have to operate like you're operating an FY that ends in October, like in the Army, right? You spend everything
Yep.
that you got in July and August, so that when this comes down, if you, especially like right now, if you want to be at the 1.1 again, we have to overspend like a joker in August and September. In August,
We're trying hard.
But, I mean, I mean, that's just
No,
that's how
right.
this
You're right. You're right. That's how it
That's
works.
how we did
It doesn't make sense, but that's how it works.
to get the money we needed to survive next year.
right, but our FY doesn't end until December.
No, and I get that. But if the budget's happening now, we have to, and I mean, maybe it's based off pattern of spending too. Throughout the first 8 months of the year, your pattern of spending has been X, Y, and Z. So this is what we're budgeting you for, because this is what we foresee you spending next year for the 12 months. That, I mean,
Well, and I mean, like I thought maybe we would have those streets done. I mean, that's no, I know approved paving's busy and stuff. I think that would maybe helped us a little
Yeah.
bit because that was $100,000 right there.
right, no, yeah.
So that would have
It's into the
sucked that down pretty good. And so then we may have, and if that had happened, we may have been back up to the 1.1. Who knows? We don't know that. But that's what it's all about is that, and I know we want to save our money, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. I'm big on, that part of it, but you also get to a point where you're shoot yourself in the foot for the next year.
But how are you bidding your budget too? Like how's the budget bid before whoever does this piece of paper? Like I know I had to annually bid my budget for a month basis, right? I'd say I'd always overbid. I'm gonna spend $260,000 a month. That's what I'm spending in parks, fuel, everything. they project that out over the course of a year. And I get close to that amount. If I'm not close to spending that amount in July, they say you need to spend $90,000 today. So that you're making like, if you're not making a bid on, hey, this is what we think we're gonna be spending this year, like, how do they know how to judge those numbers too? So,
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Well, we definitely know we're gonna need, like, as part of the budget, the equipment.
right, like, and that's what I'm saying, like, how are we coming up with these numbers if we're not saying, I know I've gotta spend this much this year
We need to project.
on the equipment for the lease. I know this is what we're spending. So that needs to be put in the budget. We want to do things to the blue building and do a city shop. We need to project that money in the budget, like, but that's not here.
Okay, so
How do you put that off?
yeah, that's something. I mean, we need to work out some type of projection schedule, like what you're saying, in the fact that we're saying, okay, we got this project, equipment, we got this and this and this. Work out a projection schedule for by month. I mean, you're talking monthly, and for the next year, for next budget. I mean, it's too late this year, but we need to do it for the 2027 budget and have that done by October, or actually before then, have it done by August. And then submit that and saying, here's what our projections are. Because I don't think we've ever done anything like that here.
Theoretically, after your first quarter, you should have a good pattern of spending.
Mhm.
You can project out the following 3 quarters.
And you include in that, like a project like the sewer, you include emergencies in there. How you come up with that number? I'm not sure, but we'd have to go back and look. Well, and that's a good basis for us to base it on. So,
Our average.
yeah, and so then next year when we go,
Yeah.
we need to come up with some kind of I know there's some kind of spreadsheet out there that you can do it on, but come up with some kind of projected expenditure spreadsheet and say, here's what we're looking at. Here's for streets, here's for sewer, here's for water, here's for the blue building, here's for the pool. Cover everything that we can and get that so that we don't get shorted on our budget. So,
Obviously not this year problem. It's something that
yeah, next year.
when we're talking about the big projects that we want to do throughout town, there's only one we're going to be able to pay for.
I mean, that's something that we'll have to do. I mean,
I apologize.
Why are you apologizing?
It's not my desk. He's the clerk.
but
Got it.
well, and part of it,
We can work together. I mean,
part of it is too. We have to know monthly what our budget amount. We have to know monthly what our budget amount was, and then how much we spent out of that fund. Because without that information, we're shooting in the dark.
Right, but trying to do that off the last year's numbers is already going to be a problem because of the system changeover that you guys went through. So solidifying whatever system they're using
Well,
for
but-
finance right now that already breaks it down by fund, you have to start. You can't do it off last year. You have to do it off of what you're doing now for the next 6 months, right?
Then there's general ledger accounts, and you can pull in
Right,
general
sure.
ledger accounts,
Right.
and they will tell you what you spent your money for.
Absolutely.
And so then you could get a good estimate off of those general ledger accounts,
Yep.
and you could know by fund what you're spending.
Yep.
If
I mean,
it's
you
just
can do that.
applied, I mean, it's going to have to be some work done on it, and that's what's going to have to happen is say, hey, pull out and see how much did we spend on streets, because we have that, see how much we spent was approved paving, see how much we spent on coal patch, see how much we spent on this and this. Add those up. I mean, it's not hard. So put it all together. So I'm just. So, but it's too late to do it this year.
Yeah.
But next year we definitely need to do that.
So like, this is this, we can't really.
Yeah, it's that. I mean, we have to have our budget in. When do we have to have the budget in?
I have to have this budget in by October 1st.
Yes, we're
To the
already
committee clerk.
late. We'll just have to learn to go $200,000 less.
What do we put me, Scott?
It ain't going back. It ain't going back. I'll go with the
We spend that much in repairs on the old. We can spend that much in repairs on the old stuff.
There we go.
Yeah.
I already got the stickers that say City of Effingham. I told Brad can't have it back.
But no, I mean, I think that's part of, I mean, let's face it, the city's a business, and you got to run it like a business. And for us to be able to run it like a business, we have to know what we have in every fund. We have to know what's been spent out of every fund. We have to know, I mean, everything, because if you don't, your budget's worthless. I'm sorry. You just are shooting blanks into the wind because nothing's going to come out right. So,
Use this ChatGPT to make me a better prediction project spreadsheet. There you go. I love you.
I'm just glad we got a copy of last year's because I didn't have a copy of it. You never write it to get a copy, did you?
I don't remember what you did.
Let's just say that copy is not easy without copy.
Okay, that probably sends our answer. So,
Hey,
we got to make a motion to accept it.
well, I mean, I feel like we can make a motion, but I feel like if we're not gonna adopt it, like, then what, like,
I think we have no choice but.
We don't have no choice. We don't have a choice. We're gonna have to, because we can't. Like everybody's saying, we don't know what we spent. For us to pull all that information together, it's going to be taking longer than a month. So,
The 932,878 puts us at the 80.339 mils. If we want more money in here, we're gonna have to go up to like the 90 mils, something above that. So if you look on that first page, I have this proposed at 80.138 under 2025 at the $136.15. We're gonna have to increase that number to 80.138. Does that make sense?
so then you're saying if we wanted to increase it, it'd be closer to 90.
Yeah.
Is it? How much is it per every meal? How much dollars is per every meal?
I think it's the $136.15.
Yeah, what it says.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. You look at your phone. I don't know. I mean,
What happens if we go over budget?
we broke.
I don't.
if we spend more than 932 million, we spend 932,000.
You can't spend more than cash on it.
I mean, our federal government just keeps printing more money, so.
We're not federal government.
Well, but we
We
can
don't
make
know
a petition that like, hey, we need some more money this week. You extra stacks of hundreds for us.
Here's another question. This does not include our money markets, right?
I don't believe it does.
And those are for emergencies.
Yes. If we exceed the budget, then that would probably be an emergency situation, so.
But here's the other. I'm going to play devil's advocate. They're water and sewer. They've been designated as water and sewer. So are they eligible to be spent on anything other than water and sewer?
We got
Our emergencies have been water and sewer.
we're spending lots of money on water.
Well, I know. I mean, I know. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Thankfully, with the new equipment, because that'd be the only extra large expense, right? With the new equipment, we should be okay.
Well, I'll make the motion and we pass it. I make the motion to adopt 2026 budget for the city of Effingham as presented.
A second.
Yeah, I'll have to sign that, so probably.
Okay, that's good. Some roll call. Kathy,
Yes.
Gerald,
Yes.
Shannon, yes, Andrew,
Yep.
Jesse.
Yeah. We also have to say there was nobody here for this hearing too.
That's all.
Yeah.
Who knows? They may not approve the $932,000 at Atchison County. The rate they're going. I hope they do.
Probably they can get off the shop money and give it to us.
Oh no, I found out today that the shop money's not coming from taxes, it's coming from the sale of a senior citizen. That's what I was told today. What? So,
On the back, it's yours.
Hmm?
I got another packet for her.
And your
Oh.
parting gift.
Mike?
Not the pin.
No, I don't want the
Get
pin.
packet. Everyone knows the pressure.
See, it doesn't say.
All right. Well, now you're the budget hearing. I will call to order the regular meeting.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you. I appreciate the detailed work on. I would just read.
Um, Lisa provided all that. Here are the bills.
That's what the bills.
A lot of the bills are Ryan. We did pay the first.
Ryan, just blame that him.
I didn't write everything down on there. They're better than
Every
receipts.
time he texts me or calls, I'm like, more money, more money, more money. I can't just hemorrhage more money. I shut up. I'm sorry.
Can you go on the
Wait
whole
a
scooter?
Wait a second. You budgeted 1.1 million. We haven't came close to it. So,
Well, I feel like
you got money to spend, right?
the majority of the spending's been done in the last, 5 months or so.
I've only been here 3 so I don't know.
Three.
What that
Three.
was.
I was trying to go back in time and my math isn't math.
Okay. Yeah. You just say, I'm working if I'm spending.
That's right. When I stop spending money, you guys got a real problem. I did make notes on the bills for what we have to spend the money on, so you guys know.
In alignment.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And they tell me I need new tires, but because we don't go out of town often, I'm not too concerned with tires on the truck in town.
But those are your budget for next year.
Yeah, we'll budget next year. But
Got it.
next page. Because most of that's just fuel and stuff. The biggest thing is that battery for the trailer, or tilt trailer battery.
I'll just battery. Looks like
Good,
we're in the
that's-
hole.
Around there. I think it's 175.
Maybe it's different here.
A grease gun.
What about $500?
That's a battery operated grease gun. So
I
and
I have
and
no
pump-
idea what
and
it
pump
is,
grease-
Ryan,
and
so
pump
I'm
grease
like
on the
literally
grease,
just
so
like
do it.
pushing your buttons right now.
It should come with one of those.
No, but we do get money for grease. So when I said, hey, all we're responsible for is greasing the equipment, we're responsible to grease the equipment, but they're gonna start sending us money to pay for grease for the equipment.
They won't send the grease. That's interesting.
It's easier for them to spend money than ship.
Well, they're here every week.
They are at Austin for long. You're right.
Go over and slip it in.
Well, yeah,
So,
Jesus for the pumpkin.
oh my God.
The
I love
pumpkin
you.
in the
I love you detail. I'm like,
the pumpkin in the office
$10.
is the keys of it. So it's about keys. And then the court bat, the court catalogue is I've got 5 acres.
Is it a decorative pumpkin?
No, so.
She's like, why do we use the pumpkin?
Is this a code word for?
She's while you guys looking over bills, I'm gonna go print off the minutes from the previous meeting.
Sorry guys, I was like super busy. I was chance to come down here. I usually look on this report.
You put the top one on the left.
I can.
I don't know, that would be.
Yeah. Ryan,
Yep. What's up?
here's a battery operated grease gun.
It's awesome.
What size batteries does it use?
The same ones we got, the Milwaukee batteries.
What?
They give me 18 batteries.
The recharge.
Almost $302.
Sure was.
Fuses for the pumpkin, $10.95. I don't really want to do this on recording. I want to do this. All the frivolous spending.
Frivolous.
There's no frivolous spending.
I promise you, I don't spend money in something.
I do appreciate the
everybody-
detail of it.
I'm not out there.
No, I do. What is this?
So that was when
Oh,
we
to
had,
jet. Okay, see. Yeah.
because we had that one collection point wasn't running any solids, so we had to have the line set in camera to make sure that there wasn't a. I mean, our biggest concern was we had protrusion on it. B&G's also operating under the assumption that those lines are PVC and they're not.
Why is so close?
I had to break that news to Sam because apparently they redid those 20 some years ago, those 2 collection points. And when we cambered it, they've been lined. Somebody came through and lined them, but they are all still clay pipe. I don't know what that's gonna do changing. I let Sam know. I don't know what that does to change anything for him, but the biggest thing when you look at that Beatland bill, though, that was a scheduled time for it to come out. That's how much that costs. I do not know what it's gonna cost.
That's what I say.
Price tag's gonna look like.
But we had no other option.
We
I mean, like-
we did at the time. The only thing I knew was Paul Wheatland and haven't done that pump it. Now I know Austin can pump it. He's a little bit closer. So
You seriously sent it from was for $2.64 for dig safe.
um,
No, like the paper you printed up. It's not even like the paper you turned up. Yeah.
Who sends that?
Dig safe.
811. Every time I do like we had to do dig safe for the sign. Every time I do one, it costs us not much, just enough to keep the website afloat, I guess.
Dig safe.
Oh.
But if somebody else calls it, they have to pay it.
Yeah, well, we only pay for what we call it, and I've only called it twice.
That one is the bar off line. Yes.
Is that what you use?
That one, the bottle off one is nuts. It's not through the grant.
Angie?
Overseeing the construction of the subdivision.
Pretty much.
Was that two?
Yes.
Just two. now.
Okay.
Oh, through the same one.
No, I have the 13th and the 28th.
Oh, okay.
It was like,
No, Andrew, that one.
no, that's yours. One's for-
That's fine.
No, you were fine. You were right.
There should be a bottle off one, not ours.
I don't know.
Invoice for consulting services.
I feel like that should be,
There should be a bottle off.
what do you think, Matt?
Couldn't hear the whole discussion.
It's an invoice for certified construction observer for the Botteroff subdivision. That came from B&G Consultants, came to the city.
We had discussion about this and, you might even recall, we had an argument with PG consultants about it.
Okay.
But it was approved by the commission because my part of the council, my concern was I didn't really think they were sticking lines to work. For that.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why the city's gotta pay somebody to observe the construction. Like, that seems frivolous.
The construction has to do with infrastructure.
That's what I would say. At least they're making sure that everything's
That's
done
correct. Make sure that they're actually built to standards.
And if something goes on, we have to look at, he lets us. Does that make sense? Otherwise, me or Max have to sit down all day. I mean,
You don't cost us another $30 an hour.
I do not.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, but I also feel like there's a plan and there's design and there's,
You need to make sure that they're following the design plans. Because otherwise they,
Cause I know for when they tied into a sewer line, I had to be there. Because it's tying into our city line.
I shouldn't have said it that way. It's not that they won't.
right, no, there's nothing guaranteeing.
It's that if they don't, the expense to the city to fix it is likely many times that of maintenance.
Makes sense.
I did notice on the August 28th meeting minutes, I spelled the letter wrong and used an A instead of an E. So it's a latter, yeah.
I think I'm just editing.
Okay. Sorry, I was cold.
Oh, I think turned up the AC, if it's not as cold as here.
It's was set to 72.
Thank goodness.
Just what you guys have. Really disappointed. But sorry I didn't have these printed. I'm not on my A game this week.
We will forgive you. It's okay.
We all make mistakes.
I know.
I'm at the city shops lower than me, but she doesn't.
It's gonna be very mushy.
I'm still. We ain't even gonna pay. But there is a ceiling question, so.
It is. That's the blue one.
Yep. No, because this is 414.
14.
Isn't it, we're building 420?
The library.
Why would it have?
No, look. That's the same city library. Okay.
$443. Feel like something is very not right here.
What is it, the one for the water bill?
So this is 420 Main's
That,
little daycare.
that doesn't make sense.
Oh, why, we don't need to pay for that.
We don't, that's not all.
Shouldn't our, that's in our building.
Do we buy it? We just don't know it?
Did we? No, I don't know. Because I think it's a building that's in use.
Like the big city.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's perfect. That is easy.
Well, has it been paid?
Not even when it's first.
Has it been paid?
What?
Oh,
Of this?
yeah.
Like, I'll let you guys keep it. Pay attention to the, I don't really feel like this.
Hey, you don't have the bills from last time, do you? Like last month? We compare it to those.
I might be able to put them in the house.
Just the Evergy. Hate to keep sending back, but
They are.
I get a second on this one.
How does the lift station use as much energy as this building? Does that sound right?
Well, it's constant.
They're running
Being-
constant.
That one pump.
I
is
think we
running on the-
Well, more.
So you think
On First Street?
that'd be Edwards? That's
Three-
a submerged station.
308 First Street lift station.
That's one right by your house.
No, it's down. The only one we have on First Street is the one at the
Down
corner.
the corner.
Edwards.
Oh,
That one runs all the time, though, doesn't it?
Yeah,
That doesn't run all the time, but I'm wondering if that is that if by lift station maybe if it's the pump house. Because the pump house has an AC unit in it that runs all the time. It's got pumps in it. It's got 5 breaker boxes and it always runs by electric. It's gonna use some energy in there. And the generator kicks on.
thanks.
And the generator kicks on once a week. So
We didn't have power outage here today.
Yeah.
yeah, we sure did.
Well, I was in the middle of a phone call.
Not even here. It was all over. I got it at my house too. So when I went there,
Really?
all my lights were flashing.
Usually if we lose power, you'll lose power.
Do we know what happened?
Right. Yeah.
I was
We're on the
phone.
same grid.
It's 11:10.
Because
Do we
when
know
all
what
the
happened?
electricity went out back.
Oh.
I know during kindergarten.
All the electricity went out. But this place.
Why do they
is
still
like a
have
ghost town.
shrines name on it?
Switching things over to different names is incredibly difficult and time consuming.
Could it just say like Effingham City Clerk?
Where did you see the address on those?
Top right under Evergy, it shows service location.
Street lights. Which one are we looking at?
We're 20.
420, yeah, this one
This
says
one says
420 Main.
city building.
And then under here it says city library.
I don't know why the library would have this one.
Well, the address is 420.
We paid it last week too. Last month.
They have their.
Right, but how did we go from 1,400 in June to 2,900 in July and 28? Yeah, but
But 420 is
not our address.
No, yeah. But your total bill, is that what you're talking about? Your total
How much
bill?
was the one in
Are you talking
in
about
August?
the-
It was 442.20.
Yeah, but last August it was 1,600. And this August it's 2,800.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like total bill?
No, the usage.
Oh,
It says 420 made, but then down here it says city library. The city library is not 420 made.
No, but the usage could be attributed to how hot it was. The AC's
but-
constant. I mean,
Right.
saying the AC constantly runs this, it was hot this year.
Last year though,
I wasn't here last
This year was hot.
it was for a couple of months.
I feel like it was hotter last year for a longer period. Last
So-
year was
Oh,
hotter
it was.
because in May our kids were like dying playing ball, and they were not this year.
Okay, I give up.
You have a phone call to make tomorrow. I want to know what 420 Main is and why we're getting charged for it.
If she wants to see him,
That's not our service address. Sorry. Sorry to be like that, but wow.
First thing in the morning.
7 a.m.
You're not gonna be open until 8:30.
8:31. Better have an answer.
Oh,
I've done that.
Anyway,
I really don't
that
think
caught
we'll
my
get-
attention. That's a hefty $400 and some dollar bill.
it's $400 less than two.
How did the library be separate from facility?
It shouldn't be.
It's just, it's on the same,
It should be the same.
there's only one meter on this
Yeah,
building, right?
like, it's the same meter.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be.
So something is not right. Something's up.
Okay.
But we've been paying it for a
Yeah,
year,
well, we've been paying it for a long time.
at least.
We'll get a big discount.
Who owns that building?
Yeah, just in.
It's
Is
rather
power
not just a charitable donation.
I don't know.
Is there even power on?
Last year.
That's what I was wondering. Why would the power even be on?
I don't know.
Good
Okay.
question.
Sorry, guys, that was a long bill thing. There you go.
Does everybody have a chance to look at the
What
minutes?
is going?
I did out.
Was there a second on Kathy's? On August 28th? You're looking at the
August 28. Kathy needs a second. Okay.
doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm sure there was.
This one right here. One above it. Is that what you wrote on it?
Yeah, it's dear.
Yes. I move that we approve the minutes with that amendment for August 20th. For both the August 28th minutes and the August 13th.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Did it out of order.
Give a motion to approve bills.
Do we want to approve all of them, but the everything?
Energy's priority good function.
I don't.
Well, it's on there.
Need a motion to move them all except for that energy bill, which we discussed a while ago. If it's
Then do you
any corrections to be made, then we'll pay it at the time the corrections are made.
I'll second that. If that was a motion.
Not the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? See jump in usage though, if something's not right.
As it is for this building, though, the value one here last year, you guys didn't have cranked down 68 degrees.
It's not.
Anyway, so back to the differences.
Because this one is the.
Why wouldn't the library pay their own?
I'm on the positive result for payroll.
City Blue Building.
But even if there are 2 meters, they'd share that with.
Yeah.
One would be like
Still
a half
fair
or
to
something, or a
Huh?
suite A or a
Right.
half or something.
Yeah.
To distinguish the two.
I just saw that one. You just have the wrong address on there.
Is the blue building on there?
It says city, no, it says city building.
Building? Or it's here?
This one says city blue building, but it doesn't have a service address on this one. Well, it's right, yeah.
Well, we got lots of money to straight out.
Well, it also makes me wonder, is there even electricity up there?
I would just let them be empty those then until it needs. It's clear to talk right. Perfect. Appreciate that. Okay.
Oh, we got new equipment. We're gonna work with Graf. The shop area, getting ready. I got a call from the insurance company about the lean-to. They are in contact with the adjuster that came out and did the adjustment on the shelter house and the lean-to. So I'm waiting to hear back from them. I went over to L&L today, paid the deposit, dropped off the sign bid. They're gonna load the roof tomorrow. And depending on what time they come and load it, it shouldn't take longer than they do. I would think it's not that big. And then included in the bid was the gutters, so they're gonna come out and replace them brown gutters, so it was originally the colorful.
They look nice.
Yeah. And then everybody's gonna look at the paint, because the paint's not look like crap too. So me and Max may get out. Yeah, me and Max may get out and start painting those. Once the weather kind of levels out, right now it's pretty erratic. I don't know when it's gonna rain. I don't know when it's gonna be dry.
It's too humid to look at now.
Yeah, well, I mean, for the next few days, hopefully the humidity
Look in the
cuts out
90s
here.
for 3 days.
Right, for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then it looks like the temperature's gonna mild out next week again, which will be really nice. We are cutting down to one mower. We're gonna go ahead and winterize the smaller of the 2 mowers that we got. I mowed the entire down day, and then we needed like, 3 days or whatever, just whatever we could get out, we needed it. So that way we can put somebody doing something else besides mowing, and we just not have to worry about paying for one mower basically for the rest of the year.
And Kate's done, right?
Yep. Yeah.
You just had to have your weed eater with you and weed eat
So that's
while
what
you're
I've been
mowing.
doing. I've been carrying the weed eater around in the truck. So every time we go somewhere, if I'm like, oh, it needs weed eater, I just hop out.
Good idea.
One of us will hop out and weed eat, and it just makes it go a lot faster. We're gonna fall spray again, probably here in the next, hopefully at the end of the month, if everything goes normal. I sprayed again all this week, sent Max out and sprayed all the streets again. I think so. You guys had to do a motion to sell the bucket truck, and now that we have the new equipment, I think we need to move forward with listing the other stuff on Purple Wave.
Yeah, the mini excavator.
So
You got the backhoe.
mini
You got
X,
the
backhoe, and
tractor.
bobcat.
and tractor.
So I want
You're
to
gonna
hold
hold
on.
on to the tractor
hold
until he
off on
knows the
yeah.
skid steer is gonna work.
Tractor and brush hog, we're gonna hang on to
Okay.
into spring. I don't plan on using it. until then, really. Everything looks good right now that we've been brush hogging. We'll probably brush hog the new well site probably one more time before everything goes dormant. But besides that, we shouldn't need to use it much. We've been using the box blade to spread gravel, but that's been about it. So we will hang on to those things. Everything else, though, is
You should get some big dollars out of the excavator because he hasn't been
I think
using it.
Mini X. I think I have to find the paperwork, but I think it was like between 60 and 75,000 was what we paid for it. We put like 36 hours on it since we found it. So,
36 hours?
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
It's like brand new.
what a
so
waste.
the biggest thing is those 36 hours they were
We
road.
didn't buy it brand new, did we?
Yeah.
We did buy it.
Yeah. So the biggest thing is when it was bought, they roaded it a lot. So like the tracks aren't the best shape because they're not meant to be on pavement all the time. So I mean, well, it's one of those things where we're gonna.
We could probably get 40 to 45 out of
I'm
it
sure.
easily.
That'd cover some couple months payments on the equipment.
Were they still interested in some of the valley at
That's what I
the
was gonna
bucket?
I haven't heard anything else from Wes. He came down, took pictures. He took it to his city council meeting last week.
Maybe touch base with them
Yeah,
and see how
I just haven't heard back from him, but it's definitely
Oh, I feel like the city of Valley Falls has bigger things to worry about right now than buying a bucket truck.
city
That's
got
just my
Falls
opinion.
has
They got a lot of internal problems.
they've got things carrying on too. They got a lot of things and stuff too. I texted Brian with B&G. I don't know. I talked to Katie about it. Eggman, when they put in the new water line, they did a wet tap right into J&J. They flushed that line twice. I was told they were going to flush the line. I just wasn't told when they were going to flush the line. We ended up having a resident that has brown water, but it's only her house that has brown water. I went to the houses surrounding it. I went to the end of the line. Nobody else has brown water, so I'm assuming that it has to do with something in her house. It's not our piping at all, but I did tell them like next time we do something like that, like you need to give the city a heads up so that we can put it out on Facebook, do a red notice or whatever. Just let people know this is gonna happen. If people did lose water pressure,
Well, and I was like,
basically Dollar General up to the school would lost because that's all that line that they flushed out. So
I really feel like they should not be doing any of that during the day
No, it should be
because
done
we
at night.
can't lose water pressure.
right. And
And I was kind of like, I don't really feel like you should be messing with the water lines without somebody
So-
present.
So to kind of full circle to that B&G consultant bill, Brian wasn't there that day. He was the guy that he would have called me and let me know, hey, Eggleman's gonna flush the lines at this time.
Well, if we're paying them, then
There's another B&G consultant there that I've never met before. So B&G had a presence there. I just don't know who that guy was. So
And we keep them call.
right, he didn't let me know.
did you know why he didn't let you know?
I'm sure Brian may have passed out my number. He may not.
Yeah.
I was more concerned with whether or not that was about groundwater issue, whether or not I had, you know.
Yeah.
We went searching, couldn't find anything. Then I saw the valve switch. They had a valve key on our valve that goes over there. I was like, oh, I bet they flushed the lines. I walked down there, sure enough, they flushed the lines. So that was probably that was most likely the source of why.
When was that?
Thursday?
Oh, okay. Last week.
Today's
No, it was
this
Monday.
week. It was Monday because it's before.
Because I was at work. Because I couldn't answer your
Right after we got the equipment, because I was
Yeah.
ready to go out and drive the new skid steer. Like
Yeah.
we had to go up there.
Yeah, because I couldn't take your call because I was at work. Sorry.
So that's that. There's a class for lift stations and maintenance coming up in October.
Yeah.
That I want to go to.
Okay.
It's like $350.
Yep.
It's in
That's the best
McPherson.
$350 we could spend.
It's in McPherson, so I'll probably have to stay the night down
You
there.
got your hotel. You got your per diem meal.
I just need you guys to
Let's go
table
for it.
on it so I can go do it.
Go for it.
Sign me up.
And then Max will be here.
Yep, Max will be here for that. Trying to think. I'm sure I'm missing things. We're basically trying to get everything wrapped up, get ready for fall and winter. Is where I'm at right now. Once the grass goes dormant, we'll be able to start getting back on alleys. Alleys seems kind of a fighting battle right now because I'm fighting grass. So until the grass goes dormant, I really don't want to go out there and spend time doing something. We did have them dump the 20 tons of rock that they normally dump at the rock pile. We had them come out and dump at the city shop because we had like 4 inches of mud on the ground. So we went and relayed gravel. Max is gonna finish that up tomorrow while I'm gone. And then Friday we'll be loading up gravel and taking the excess gravel down. That concludes my work.
What about, where are we standing on Fouts' yard? What's his name? Willie Fouts' yard. It's still
Willie,
that tall.
like,
Did you
did
get
you
a
go
notice?
with me? The backyard.
Backyard. We talked about it last meeting.
Is that 106?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Probably.
one with all the stuff out front of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I have gotten that. I'll go and put up.
Cause
Yeah.
it's this tall.
That's in the backyard.
Yep.
Yeah,
You can see it from Front Street, First Street.
yeah, he mows the front, or somebody mows the front.
Cause it's gotta be full of rodents and everything else back there.
Um, just a thought, really, it's probably like more of a state thing, but like over here at the corner by the blue building, so like when those big semis come and then they pop the curb into the.
We filled that once since I've been here. It gets worse obviously when it rains, it pushes everything out. I don't know that there's an easier way for them to get, because it's obviously their GPS that sends them that way. So I don't know if it's easier to go that way because they come in by Dollar General, they come up the road and they make that turn. And I don't know if they make that turn because up here at the Y on Main Street's just difficult to navigate.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I watched one the other day. I was out running around. I saw why those was coming. It was an empty wide. It was just a big trailer. So I parked my vehicle up there by the fair bar. Actually by Research Old House. And just watched them. And they did not go in any of the yards. They stayed in the street.
But if you look on that, even on the north side there,
You can see.
there's
Oh yeah, there's a
black
bunch
marks.
of them that do.
There's clear black marks everywhere on that curve.
The school has the little like extra drive, or like where you put right in front of school, like that extra. Like it's almost like they need like another
2 feet or something.
you
Yeah.
know, like you can just.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be our
I don't know,
responsibility.
No, because it's state highway.
Yeah, state highway.
Right. That's why it's probably more.
So do we need to get with the state to see if they can widen that?
I mean,
No, like, and maybe it's silly, like maybe it's just a waste of. But like, there's a little tube or whatever, it's broke, you know, a little drainage pipe you can see, but I don't know. And then there's just ruts and I don't know.
I mean, I can reach out. I can call Joe out of Kenny and figure out who I can talk to with the state.
I don't know.
I wouldn't even know where to start. But I'll
Because
figure
yes, there is something.
Did you talk to Joe about the
Yeah.
speed limit signs? Down by front of Adams. Potts is down there off first. The speed limit sign should be moved out to the city limit sign. And the city
Jim
limit sign
Potts.
should be moved. Yeah,
That's them.
yeah.
Adam Diebold, Jim Pop.
I know.
Yeah, she got him, yeah.
I know Adam Potts.
Yeah, no,
Okay, so there's
Yeah,
a
I
speed
gotta
limit
reach
sign down there.
Well, they should be down there closer to because that's city.
It just says like when you get closer into town, like by Jim's house,
Uh-huh.
it has like a 30, like it tells you like to decrease your speed.
The speed limit
The
doesn't
speed
change
limit's
until
on
First Street.
So First Street.
Yeah, so I mean, we talked about it last meeting, one of the last 2 meetings, moving those signs down.
It
'Cause-
may have been when you were gone.
Yeah, I may not have been. Oh,
Like the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit is like.
Should
right
start at
about
Jim
Old
Potts.
down
Should
there on
start
the
at
corner.
Jim Potts.
And if it just got moved to the south on the edge.
She's just saying, yeah, like that's the speed limit.
yep. I'll go and check it out.
Also, is there any way we could put coal patch in that pothole there at
Yep,
Second George?
yeah. I'm on it.
Because I've
I'm
had
doing it
3
already.
people come to me
Yep.
and talk
I
about
went and drove past it today. And They're opening up there on Friday.
Oh, any update is when they're gonna asphalt?
I've not heard anything. I sent an email and I called and I've not heard back. I'm sure I will. It just, it's the season.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
We might think of something else. The treasurer's report, Lisa was able to print a lot of stuff for you guys. The first 2 pages are the money markets, the sewer, and the water. See how much is in those as of August 31st. And I don't know if there's a monthly increase or whatever. Yeah, that's what we're looking at for those two. The next sheet you'll see looks terrible. The treasurer's reports.
Yep.
We printed this off so you can see how wild the numbers look because all of this is wrong through words.
So this isn't correct.
It's not correct at all. This is one of the ones that we're trying to figure out.
Okay.
Do we have corrected numbers? Do we know the correct numbers?
Not yet. So Christina identifies the ones that need correcting. Lisa goes in and tries to correct them. If not, then we get with G-Works. And she has 3 open tickets.
Do we know what our balance is for the general fund at all? I assume it's not negative 70,000.
No.
I assume the ending balance is not negative.
Yeah. No.
So like
Last year-
this one says general account and the balance on August 31st, 394,000.
That's encompassing of all the accounts, I believe.
I believe that this is just the bank account with all of the money.
So this is all this together.
Yes. Yes.
So that 394,000 includes sewer. What's in the water and sewer, right?
Correct. Minus what's in those money markets.
Right.
Yeah. But so Lisa has open tickets. She's working on correcting those with Christina. But we wanted to print the report so you guys can see that we have access to the report. It's wrong. Obviously, we didn't start this year with negative 70,000 in our general fund. We're just working with G-Works to try and correct it. But like yesterday, they closed the ticket. We had to reopen it.
Well, I guess I'm confused then, because she had Christina had a treasury report for the year ending 2024, right?
That
That's
was
correct.
into
That you gave
Basinger?
That's what you sent to the budget people, right?
Yes.
So if it was the ending report was correct in 2024 that she sent, that should be what the beginning balance is here.
You mean? No, I don't understand. So the beginning balance here should be, yes, 2024's.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. But it's not because we're not able to fix it in G-Works.
So this report is what prints out of G-Works.
Yes.
So why, I guess, why can't we get a report that shows what it was at the end of 2024? Because if she had to have had a report at the end of 2024 to submit for the budget.
Yes, Christina came up with those numbers through the numbers we gave her. So that's Christina's own reports, nothing to do with G-Works. Except for, like, all the information was sent to Christina.
Right, I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
But that's what we sent to have our budget based on.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is that's what should be in the beginning balance on here.
Yes.
So there should be a way you could go in Excel and make a sheet. Yeah, you're gonna pull this off of the G-Works. I get that part, but you should be able to go into Excel, set you up a Word spreadsheet, and it shows the correct beginning balance.
Yeah, we could create the correct beginning balance using Christina's numbers, but the received disbursed and change in liabilities and ending balance, those numbers we won't get through GWorks either, because those numbers are also wrong.
So nothing on here is correct.
Exactly. That's what we're trying to fix.
And it's been like that for over a year.
Since at
Since
least
since they made us go to the,
Since
Yeah.
October of 23.
yeah. Cool. 23 or
24.
It was
24.
before I was here,
It
so
was October of 20. September.
2 years,
When did you start?
November.
24.
I know he's done so much work.
So yeah.
So, well, I'm just going to ask another question.
Mm-hmm.
So Christina is running, she's actually coming up with a treasurer's report. Is she coming up with one per month or is she coming up with one per quarter?
She came up with that one treasurer's report for the end of 24 based on the numbers we gave her just for the budget. So a year.
Do you think that like our next meeting that we could have Lisa here and have Lloyd girl
Christina.
Sorry, that was not very nice. Lloyd girl Christina, maybe even like a phone conference. I don't know. Like it just like baffles me that like it is still so messed up. I don't know. And we are not making any progress.
It baffles me. I'm beyond baffled. I'm just flat out frustrated with it. And I get it that it's GWorks. I get that part. But we are also paying Christina to pull numbers out of GWorks. And I thought we were paying her more than like just once a year to do it. Because we have got to know, I mean, we have to know what's in funds.
Yes.
We have got to know that because we could be paying Ryan out of a fund and not have any money. Just the example. Just an example. I mean, we could be paying him out of that, and so then, instead it should be
Yeah.
it could be coming out of general fund. We don't know where it's coming from.
I don't.
And I'm not hollering at you. I'm just
No. I'm
frustrated.
trying to understand as well. Does Christina do a quarterly report based on funds? Is that something?
I'm asking the question. That's what I'm asking.
Oh, I have no idea. I don't think that's it. I don't know if that's
So
something the city has asked for her to do.
We should be having a church report once a month.
Yeah.
So like
Per month.
So
We know that that's not going to happen.
what questions do we like when was the last month like reconciled? Or
Like
like
cash reconciliation, bank reconciliation, like in GWorks,
or is it not in like so
Ever.
we know GWorks isn't right. So like what are we doing? What are we using to make sure everything matches up?
that I don't know.
You know,
Nothing that I can see.
Yeah.
like
To make sure that this check was actually this check and cash had
Yeah.
this check.
yeah,
Well, and that it was applied to the right fund.
Right.
I mean, with the general ledgers will tell you that. But from what I'm hearing, is the general ledgers are so screwed up in GWorks that it's not functional.
right.
So it
like-
was my thought that Christina was going in there and pulling this information and making it where we at least knew how much was coming out of this fund, how much was coming out of that fund, da 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 da.
Even maybe
But
if you email to Christina, like we are not understanding where this process is at and how it's getting fixed or how I don't understand it.
I think the only way it'll get fixed is if we change our system.
well,
Well,
will it?
Yeah,
The question is,
fix,
will it?
fix, but I mean, just hopefully. But the thing is what Jenna's trying to say is like, we're not seeing any of that ever.
Nope.
Just like what Kathy was saying. Like we're not, we should be getting something every month.
Yeah.
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 Even, I mean,
Well, even here, I'm gonna back up a little. Before they made the change, I'm backing up. Let's say, okay, Deb left in March. I'm backing up till I'll give it April, starting in May. You know what we got for the treasurer's report? A printout off of GWorks that said treasurer's report, ending balance. That's all it said. Give you one number. It didn't break anything out by fund. It didn't break anything out by beginning balance. It didn't break anything out by expenses, receipts, and ending balance. Which I know how that was done before. It was done on an Excel spreadsheet. That Excel spreadsheet, existed, and she was trained on. Lisa was trained on how to do that. This is before GWorks ever went online or got updated. So we didn't have one. Our last effective treasurer's report was March.
of this year.
No,
23.
23.
no,
Or
24. 24 of March. That's whenever the last one came whenever Deb left.
Yeah.
And we have not had one since then. I'll back up. We had one in September of 24, but it wasn't right. So we haven't had one. I mean, and my thing is, so this has been happening even before the changeover took place.
Okay, so, and what you're saying is, what they're saying is like, everybody's saying, I think, is like, every month, even if GWorks is wrong, there should be something showing what is going on with the money within the city. And that's not being supplied. Nobody's supplying that to us.
No,
That's the problem. I think that's what we're wanting, is to say,
I don't.
this, and this has happened within the last month.
I don't know too many companies in this world, either corporate, public, private. I don't know. I don't care.
Well, we just
That
don't,
could operate on the fact that they don't know what they've got in their funds, and they don't know. And there for a while, we didn't even know what we had in the bank,
well, the problem
and that's
is,
my concern.
who knows? So we don't know where the money, we have somebody embezzling money. We don't know. Say, like, you don't know. You literally have no idea. We have no idea. As the city, we have no idea, like,
I mean, if we
what's
had to
going
go
on.
through a government audit,
yeah, it
we
would
would
be a mess.
fail. We would fail
Yeah, it would be-
horribly.
We wouldn't have.
We are.
No. I'm talking a government audit. If the
Oh.
state came in and audited us, we would fail miserably.
Oh, I got what you're saying.
And maybe like, do we need to have like specific questions for Lisa?
Yeah, because right now what it is you guys kind of tell me what you want. So like in the meeting minutes, I wrote down that you wanted the big question.
You're doing fine.
No, and then I communicate that with Lisa, and then I try to communicate with her
Right.
other things you guys might be looking for. But there's a loss in translation. There's,
Well, it'd be helpful if she was here. I've never met her.
that also comes down to how many hours she gets a week. So if she's doing the 16 like she was asked, then
But she hasn't been doing 16.
she's been doing 20, 24. So
For what? I'm not gonna shut up, Kathy.
Recently, like the last weeks.
And I guess
The asking for the treasurer's report is not new, though. That's been something that's been being asked for a year.
Over 18 months.
And if we're
So-
plugging everything into GWorks and GWorks is still not right, what are we doing to know where we're at?
We'll see. I knew this is. I just know my system didn't work correctly. Any kind of job, you would have a backup to be able to reconcile later on, fix the issue. Like you would have a backup for the system that had the error. Like you would have if we knew GWorks wasn't doing it correct, I would be using like an Excel spreadsheet or whatever to balance everything. I just know, like, yeah, that's how the company would run it if they knew there was a system issue.
You're right.
So maybe we need like some specific questions. Like we can just take the moment.
Submit them.
and then you can kind of compile.
Mhm.
I don't even know, like,
Well, do we want to ask her to have a spreadsheet for a monthly treasurer's report for next time, like on an Excel or something like that?
I feel like that's just gonna take up how much more time?
That's what I was wondering. That's too much time.
How much more time is that gonna take for trying to create it?
And just
Well-
playing devil's advocate, she could put whatever number she wants to in this
Yeah,
Excel
exactly.
spreadsheet. I mean,
That's
there's,
true. You're right.
I mean,
You're right.
you have to have the data to back it up, and right now, we don't have a system that gives us the
Well,
data.
okay, here's, it goes
The
right
only thing I
back.
can tell you is as soon as the 24 books are done, which I am under the impression they're gonna be done shortly, it'll go in for audit. The 23 books are with Barney now, sweet, in audit, so.
And
Well, but my thing is, okay, and I'm going back. If Christina can come up with numbers for the end of the year for 2024, why can't we have numbers monthly? Or at least quarterly? Maybe monthly is too much to ask for, but I'm saying at least quarterly.
maybe we were specific enough to ask.
But I mean, here's the flip side of that. Here's the flip side. We're gonna be paying Christina how many months? We've never seen a bill from Christina for the work that she's done so far already. I don't know. I haven't seen one. Has anybody else in here seen one?
I think she sent one bill, but I can't remember when.
But I mean, that's my question: is how much money are we spending out in her? It's a rat hole.
Well,
I
we're also
mean,
paying Lisa.
I agree.
What are we,
We're double paying.
But why?
but what are we getting out of it?
Nothing.
But why?
But
That's what I'm saying.
Lisa's
Why?
doing more than just what Christina's doing. She's paying the bills.
I get that part. I get that part. I don't have a problem with that part.
Yeah.
But my problem that I'm having is we don't have.
Yeah. But once, once that,
What are you talking?
once that person was
Let's
let
go.
go,
I'm making a motion to go into executive session for 10 minutes to discuss non-elected personnel.
how many?
10 minutes.
I'll
Who do you want
second.
present?
Pardon me?
Who do you want present?
Council members and mayor
And do you want?
and lawyers. Excuse me. Council members present. Mayor and lawyer.
Back in regular session, no motions were made during the executive session.
on is the last sheet that she provided is the checking accounts with all of the checks and deposit slips. So you can see how much has gone in. That's all I have for the treasury report.
Okay. Thank you, Adam.
And city clerk's report. The very last page on everyone's thing, I have attached. It is the green one. So, they contacted the city. It's like Code Red, except for it's more in depth. It looks like a great program. It would only cost the city $125 a month, but I don't think that we're there yet. I don't think that we've got enough people willing to sign up to do it.
I think Code Red works.
I think we have it. It doesn't cost us anything. It works.
Okay, stay with Code Red then. I'm not on it.
I mean,
I get hooked up.
you might, at some point,
To the county.
you might on some point put a thing out. We might have to put a thing out, like a letter out or something. If you want to sign up for alerts, sign up for on the county.
I feel like didn't that go out on that went out on a water bill?
I was saying,
It did,
Oh, okay then.
Yeah,
but
Well, that one lady said that she didn't know anything about it, so I didn't know.
it was after that it went out, like how to sign up. Didn't we have?
I think we went before. Because we did the
After.
consumer confidence reports.
Did it go with that one?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I said we exited that one.
So it looks like a great idea. They have a map one where they can isolate areas of the city and send text to just those locations. Like if we have a boil order for, it's not the entire city, but I think with the few people we have on Code Red, if we can get people to sign up for that, there's no way we're gonna get them to sign up for something. But I wanted to bring it up so you guys. Then I have Pat, thank you, was able to get the ordinance. This is the last one for the animals. It's the second to last sheet. This one was increasing the dog tag amount from $5 spayed and neutered to $10 and $20 for dog tagging.
There's an ordinance that's 3 different classifications, right?
Yeah.
I think it had. So this only goes to 2, not different.
Yeah, I think the last one had like males and then females spayed and females unspayed. Because I was like, I'm kind of discriminatory.
I make a motion that we adopt ordinance number 2025-8, an ordinance amending section 2-1052 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Effingham, Kansas relating to dog license taxes.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
I
Any opposed?
I'm working on the other ordinances to get them onto the website. They should be there hopefully by the end of the week. If not next week. I'm working on those, the publications and everything as well. I had a slow day Friday, so I started to go through and update the ordinance books. I got through chapter 5. Chapter 5 is where it has that weird font. Turned out that it wasn't the font that it's the issue. They messed with the settings of the paper itself. So spacings, everything like that. So I'm going through and creating new almost. Resetting to default and yeah. A lot of them are weird. So in nuisances, they don't have like 2-503 for different things. It's just 2-503 and then 16 definition and stuff like that. So it won't be perfect match, but it won't stab you in the eye when you look at it.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Other than that, I have the Townsend Hub grant that I'm working on finishing. It's due by the end of the month. I'll work with Jason on the grant.
What's the Townsend Hub?
Sign.
Yeah.
How much is that for?
500. It's the last payment. 590 or 580 something. So, other than that, I believe I may be good notes.
Janitor going well?
Oh yes. She cleans the blue buildings on Tuesdays. She comes in every Friday thus far to check up to see if there's anything that she's missed. If like what extra we may have her do, stuff like that. So
Good.
yeah, she
Who is
checks
it
in.
again?
Heidi Boatman.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So she comes in and she checks in, which is really nice.
Have you been with them? Look, everything good?
I was there today looking.
She is not, but not to sit and check like that.
I was like, is that? It doesn't have air conditioning.
I have a quick question. This was asked of me today. On the front desk, when you go into it, it still lists like Janet Eckert and all that kind of stuff. Is that because we can't get that changed? Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
So the front desk is G-Works. when I log a ticket and they call, they still ask for Janet, even though everything is under my name.
Okay. I told him I didn't think it was gonna change because we're getting rid of that, so.
So
Okay.
I stopped fighting after month 4.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Any committee reports?
So I remembered what I was gonna ask you earlier. Is there anything with the pool? Has it all been winterized as well?
Yep, it's I actively have to pump it out. But
I know at one time we were gonna repaint, and we were thinking about doing that at the end of the year as opposed to the beginning of the year.
no, I'll probably do that in spring.
Okay.
Because I gotta go through a bunch of cracks in it too. I have to go through a hill.
Okay.
There are spots that they went through and they put the sealant on it, but they not so but just sealant off concrete. So that'll be in the spring. That'll be probably right before we open. I'll go
Okay.
through, fill cracks, reseal with the paint, the pool paint, basically. But right now, I don't want to do that before we're about ready to fill it.
I think ours was like they were.
Be good. I mean, when we start dipping down in the below freezing, if I've got water in it, I've got to pump it every day. Right now, it's like go and check it. As long as it's just low enough that I can go self pump in, we're fine. And then I'll pump it out. Then I got to get all the leaves out. And then it's basically a matter of just pumping it every time I got liquid.
I think we were talking about painting the deck part, weren't we?
Yeah.
That's what I was meaning.
Slip through thing.
Or the thermal paint.
Or the thermo, like where it's not hot.
That was before
Concrete.
that was before you. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
They have paint that's like that you can walk on that's not as hot, doesn't make it as hot, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, I forget what it was called. But it was for pools. It's like you can use it for patios, decks. It's just to keep it from getting so blasted hot.
And maybe just like a path. It wasn't necessarily
A path or
Like circles or
yeah,
flash of water. Splash,
your artistic abilities.
I can do circles really well. I can tape off the lines.
No, we
I'll
want like
figure something
a
out.
water splash. You know, like a water splash.
that might encourage the kids to
Yeah, I
talk.
can't do
Though
that.
it could be
I
bad.
can do
Come on, Ryan.
maybe straight
Take
line.
paintbrush and go.
Anything you can tape off,
There you go.
But I'll look at. I thought you meant pool.
Sorry. I realized that after you were started that I didn't have the heart to.
So thank you. I
You're very passionate about it.
Okay, so
appreciate it. Okay,
the
I'm gonna put a little-
We still gotta fill it. Our bond says we have to fill it.
okay, so there's a drain in the bottom of the pool,
There,
right?
in fact, it's not.
There's not. Okay.
Okay, so
There used to be.
yeah, it's all on how you look at it. Yes, there are 2 pipes at the bottom of the pool. Those 2 pipes are filled with grout concrete because there is a leak somewhere in between the drain. You know where the pump house is, right? You know that big round corrugated pipe that comes out. So in there, there's a valve that you can. Essentially, you're supposed to be able to open it, and it drains the pool out the correct way
Right.
into our sewer and
Sure.
gets out, or in the sewer, however it gets out.
Sure.
Problem is that there was a leak between that 6-inch pipe and where it goes down to 2-inch pipe drains. And instead of finding that leak, and I mean, we were talking, this was a 2008 reconstruction when they filled those. Instead of finding those leaks, they filled those. So now the only way to fill and drain the pool is through the 3-inch pump to drain it, and then, I mean, we can open up the valve and fill it. That's whatever.
But you can't like open a valve and let the water
So
drain.
that's why you had to put the sub pump in.
So, and it's just a matter of going in there and draining it. When the water gets to a certain height. In the fall, it's going to become more of a nuisance because we got to keep it dry enough that the leaves stay dry so we can leak blow it out and they don't start melting when they get nasty.
And see, that's how it's been for years. It sits all winter.
Yeah.
And then it's brown.
Yeah, and I'm trying not to fight it.
Yeah.
Spring when I
Yes.
restart it.
That's so
It's
much
getting,
better.
it's
So much
keep,
better.
it's just upkeeping it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and with
Yep.
2 of us full time, it's gonna be no problem to upkeep it. It's
Just pay attention to
you
it.
have to do it. You know, it's a weekly thing. And
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Okay, sorry. That was my committee.
I'm here to answer questions. And fix the water problem. It doesn't work right after motion. No, I'm not here. Okay. He had mentioned it last time we got him booted up for a thing, and I was like, oh, I completely forgot. Andrew said something.
The only thing that I would have for like committee reports, so like our sign, our new sign. How do we want to proceed? Do we want to?
Right now, I say we just wait on it for funding. It's gonna cost us to do anything else.
I also wondered like if Lions Club would be interested in like helping with a project like that. I know Lions Club has talked about doing like the veteran banners on Main Street. Like maybe they would be interested in doing some banners.
I think that it would, if they did that and maybe the littler signs for the edges of town. Like, cause they
Because
need,
Lions Club
yeah,
will have
yeah.
a sign on that, and
Correct.
it would be included.
So I would see maybe that. I don't think we need another big sign right now.
I want to throw something else on that too. I think in the future, when we go to do any kind of a project like that, we have to know total cost.
Right.
I mean, and that total cost has to be at least estimated before we start any process, design anything on it, so that we have a clear, concise picture of what it's going to cost us.
And that
So
part's on me for not like thinking about.
But I mean, I'm just saying we need to put something in place where if you want to, we want to do a project, you have got to have the total cost, design, installation, building materials, and all that kind of stuff. You need to have all that up front, so that we don't get blindsided. So
If we did find that each of the entrances would be at all rated the same from every direction, all 3.
Well, I think
The east and the north is
Yeah.
categorized.
that's where it is now, right? Cause the other one you can see when you're coming from the south, when you're going.
And Lions Club will have another like startup for the year here in a couple weeks. So I just thought like if it would be okay, like I can bring it up to them and see if they'd be interested in that. Might as well. I mean,
Yeah,
all
might
they
as
can
well.
say is no. Laughs.
And then I think we can also, I don't know, did things out again maybe too. Even though they did it, they might not be the cheapest person to do banners. I don't know.
Yes. Yes. There's like I think the ones in Atchison, you know, like down like they can get them from just from Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
So it's like that.
That's good.
And like Kevin Brown can do.
Oh, and then even Zach. I don't know. I don't know how much they are. I haven't ever priced anything there. Openness.
2 meetings a month. Did you guys want to have another meeting this month? And what day was that?
I don't really know.
Everyone. No one had it this year. Last year we had a couple of people who were at every meeting. No one's made it this year. So I'm disappointed.
I have so far.
I think I missed one.
We'll wear it down. Adam. We'll wear it down.
I missed one.
We're hitting the end of our term. Right down the time.
Are we looking at like the 24th? Wednesday the 24th?
I can't do 24.
I can't do the 24th, and so Mondays and Thursdays are going to be out. Thursdays will be out for him too.
I said Wednesday's about the best day to
I can't do.
if that works for him. But if you can't, then
I can't do the 24th.
sorry, I can't be here.
We can't do 24th either.
Yeah.
What about next Wednesday? Maybe if we have got some feedback from Christina, we can move forward with that. 17th.
That's been,
17th I could do.
I've got to figure that out. It's nothing for, I'm working in Kansas City all day for a conference
On that day.
on the 17th. I've got to figure out, I got to talk to Mitch on getting my kids to Atchison after traffic. Because we have Wednesday schools on Wednesday nights for confirmation classes. So that's where my kids, they just got.
For communicating.
I don't think it should work.
Andrew.
Just a second. Boys start soccer next week. Gotta see if they play Wednesday or not.
While we're waiting on that, I wanted to bring everybody up to date on Mocam Regional Council. I attended their last meeting, as well as the bylaws committee that I got sucked into. We made changes on the bylaws, that they're going to change their budget dates and so forth. But on the meeting that we actually had, to be real honest with you, nothing in Kansas is really important in that committee. It's mainly all Missouri.
You're gonna fight for Kansas.
Yeah, as much as I can. But I just kind of get the feeling that, I mean, Atchison was on there, and Atchison was telling me about some of the stuff. But as far as like grants and stuff, I mean, a lot of the grants were in Missouri. And, I think we need to maybe look at one. They have a mural grant that we might be able to get and do the mural thing. But I don't know. I just get the feeling that we're kind of secondary.
Aren't they supposed to be coming at some point? Or have they
Doing
done
a survey.
They should have done the survey the 18th and 19th.
Yeah, I had the meeting at the end of August.
When is the time frame for like feedback on that? How long does that take? After they did their survey?
I don't remember.
I don't know. They didn't say anything about surveys. So, but I mean, from what I get from the Missouri part of it is that they do grants for different things like parks, and they do grants for trails. And there was a lady on there from the state of Missouri was talking about the grants that they do for parks and trails and all that kind of stuff. And Kansas does not have that kind of grant program as of yet. They're looking into it. That's what was really transpiring. So, I'm not real impressed with them yet. I'm gonna wait. I mean, I won't be at their next meeting because I'll be out of town. But I'm waiting to see what happens, and I'll wait to see what happens at the October meeting. So, yeah, I'm not real impressed with them. So,
Did you go to the town and country meeting? Or no?
town and country meeting.
The
Project.
I did not go to the project concern meeting because I did not find out about it until the night before the meeting, and I already had plans that day. But I will tell you what I did get. I got a phone call from Casey Quinn Monday. She called me and she wanted to talk about the budget for the project concern. And she said basically that they had a survey, Atchison County sent out a survey where you could do it online. I don't know. I didn't see the survey, didn't participate in it. But she said 72% of the people that did the survey said that the Atchison County tax dollars should not be spent on anything other than statutory agencies, which is government agencies. And she called me to let me know that she was probably going to go with the survey results, and therefore she was not going to be in favor of approving any money to go to project concern at all. She said she did not know about Eric Knoll or James Campbell, what they were going to do, but she said, I'm looking at it from the survey side of it.
How many people participated in this survey?
I do not know the answer to
The
that.
only survey that I saw was concerning tax dollars and
This
the
was tax
increase-
dollars.
the increase of the taxes, but I don't remember them
There
saying.
was supposedly Steve Kaplinger was at our meeting today, or over there today, and he said that he saw the survey and he actually answered it. And he said the question on the agency thing was very misstated.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't
And
even
he-
know there was one on.
So there was one on there that said, "Do you think that something about? Do you think that the tax dollars should only be approved for state for statutory agencies, state agent, government agencies. And if not, if you don't, if your answer is no, then you need to explain which agencies, you're talking about. And so he said, what happens is on those kind of surveys, people just say yes, and they don't want to check no and have to explain. So that's
they
what we
set that
say.
up like that on purpose.
Well, don't you think?
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that.
I would think that that is
Oh,
a state program. though.
It's all worded.
I would think that's a
How
state
you want
program,
it
so it would be
benefited.
It's not a
customized.
state program.
But that's what, like,
Yeah, it's
That's-
not a state program. Project Concern is a private corporation, and they are not regulated by COMA, CORA, or any of that. Because I've already talked to the Attorney General. I turned them in and found that out. The Attorney General came back to me and said they're not subject to COMA, they're not subject to CORA, and they don't have to tell us anything. So when Casey Quinn was talking to me, I said, so I find it ironic that you're giving money to a company and you're not even asking anything about what the money, where it's being spent, what's being done, nothing. And she said, well, we're in a really tight budget constraint right now. So she said, I don't know what, like I said, I don't know what Eric Knowles and Jim Campbell's going to do on it. But also, she was very upset that Project Concern came to the meeting to present their budget, and they basically handed the county commissioners an ultimatum that they either got $125,000 in funding or they were going to close Effingham down. And that's exactly how it was put. If we do not get $125,000 in our budget from the county, we're closing Effingham down. So, I just told her, I said, you guys are basically telling anybody west of Atchison you don't care about the seniors and stuff. And I said, those seniors pay a lot of taxes of your tax dollars, but you're not going to give them any consideration.
well, I think we need to remember that when voting comes through.
Yeah. And so she said, well, she goes, I'm just telling you how I'm envisioning voting. And then she told me too, she said, she says, she said, we don't have money for everybody. I said, I get that. I really, truly get that. But I said, this is a very vital part of our county, and these people need socialization. They need somewhere to be. She said, well, you guys need to figure it out how to do it there in Effingham. And I was like, what? And she goes, well, you could get Martha to cook everything. I said, Martha's in bad health anyhow. This is not Martha's problem. This is your problem. This is your guys' problem. It's not up to Martha to save this. And I said, I've gone to the city council, and asked if we could have bingo in the city council room once a week. And I said, that was pretty much okay. I said, but that's only one day a week. I said, these people need this. It's a function that serves a very good purpose. Yeah. But, just from what I'm hearing, Eric Knoll and James Campbell don't override her, it's going to be shut. And it could also be shut down because if they said, if we don't get the full 225,000, we're shutting it down.
But they don't necessarily care about that.
She made a comment. There's two people on Project Concerns board that is making all these decisions. And that's Kat Prusner and Jeff Sheetley. And she said she's had several members from both of those boards, from that board, come to her and tell her. There's only two people on that board that want that shut down. That's Jeff Prusner and Jeff Sheetley and Kat Prusner. So. And the seniors, we told them about it today because she called me. She called Nancy Keith. She called Nancy and Harvey Fasting. Told them all the same thing. And I made the comment. Nancy said she made a comment. Well, if they make appropriations for Project Concern, but they don't make it to $125,000 and they shut this down, then the county should go in and pull all the money that they appropriated to them. So.
Yeah. City of Atchison, we can add City of Atchison.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be a city thing, not a county.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on with that. And I don't know how it's going to fall out. Personally, I don't see it falling out very positively, but I'm hoping that Eric Knoll and James Campbell kind of save it. I don't know. That's where the status is on that.
So we're back to your meetings a month?
The 17th? Yes, we have.
I won't be able to, but you guys do.
He says, I guess so, but I'm guessing it's against.
I can do 17.
Brian?
Clear right now.
I
Sure.
don't 100% know, but I don't have anything immediately that I can remember.
Let's tentatively set it for 17th. Make a motion, we have a second meeting September 17th to discuss city resolution issues.
What time?
5:30.
Okay. All that.
5:30.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The audit status, the 2022 books, that was, the letter of engagement, I signed that, and sent it to Barney. Christina uploaded whatever documentation they requested into whatever programs they had, so that's there. They will also do the 24 audits as soon as those are completed, so it's the status of that.
Thank you for reaching out to them.
Yes, thank you very much.
Pick us back up.
The land deed for Devolt, Pat, sent these out today. It's the next two, resolution number 2025-05 and the joint tenancy quit claim deed.
And I understood that you wanted to transfer this without consideration, is that Gables aren't paying anything for the land, and we're just getting rid of it so we don't have any more responsibility for it. So, so
That's,
that's
I think it was my understanding that's what should have happened.
Yeah.
And before us.
I wasn't around when that was discussed. I don't know what the discussion was. I don't know whether, I suppose you could have offered it for sealed bids to see if the other landowner wanted it, but I'm not criticizing that decision at all. But that's what I understood was the decision. So the reason there are two documents prepared is the Kansas title standards require that the fact that the deed was approved by the council being available for somebody to review. And the easiest way to do that is to put it in a resolution. Makes it much easier to find than just having it in the minutes of your meeting. Also, I forgot to put a 2-inch margin on the first page, so if it is adopted, Kate, you can stick around 10 minutes after the meeting so we can add with you a little space to the front of the first page.
There's another correction on joint tenancy. You say Adam J. Debolt and Haley M. Debolt husband. Oh no, it says in here has down here below it says husband as wife instead of and wife.
Oh, it does.
Second paragraph down.
That's just kind of
So
fun.
we'll need to make that correct. That correction.
So we just need a motion to adopt this resolution in the joint tenancy.
Yes.
I make a motion we adopt the resolution of the city of Effingham authorizing the conveyance of certain real estate to Adam J. Diebel and Haley M. Diebel, as well as the joint tenancy quick claim deed.
A second.
Oh, that's finish your section.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
The next one is I did more digging for QuickBooks and I got more answers. So he was able to provide me with a quote with the discount once they remove the tax. Then it will be $345.60 per month. Or my bad, yeah, per month, which is 4,000. It's less than G-Works per year.
And that gives you the both computers access, the same documents.
Yes, this is with the cloud hosting.
Okay.
The only thing this one does not give us is it does not give us a timekeeping. That one is strictly the diamond, which is $5,364 a year.
So just a little bit more.
More than double. More than, yeah.
Oh. Not that it was 4,000.
Wait,
That's not what we're
Oh,
quoted.
no. The diamond is more than, so,
No, this is what we're quoted.
yeah, what we're quoted is, because that is the 2 users and the cloud access.
So does Diamond come up with cloud access in 2 years?
With, with just one person on a computer, Diamond is $5,364 a year.
So you'd still have to add that extra stuff on. Okay.
So, I looked into Redline and Thoroughbred. I reached out to the different cities through the CCMFOA group, and the consensus was Thoroughbred has terrible customer service. Like they will insult you over the phone. Yes. Redline is a $1,000 starting. So the first year, I think, is $1,000, and then every year after that is $600. So if we do QuickBooks at the 4,600, you said
4,100. 345 times 12 is 4,100.
$4,391.64.
4,000.
$365.97.
No. We got
Oh,
the
that's
tax.
the tax off.
4150.
So at the 4,150 plus the $600 a year,
You're at 4750.
then it's less than G Works with both of those combined.
What's the G works on a monthly basis?
We pay by year, don't we?
I'm gonna say 5,400 per year, roughly around there. 5,200, 5,400.
So we're less money.
We still need to find a time clock.
That's how I just made it out.
So it does do payroll where we can type in timesheets, things like that. But to have a clock in, clock out, that is just an idea.
Can we upgrade at any given time? Okay, if we wanted to start at platinum, but then we want to go to diamond to get the timekeeping thing, can we upgrade?
I didn't ask that, but I'm sure it'd be easier than just, I don't know.
Okay, so it might be more money to pay for QuickBooks Diamond, but to have everything in one program would be more efficient and effective in the long run.
If you get cloud access with Diamond.
It would be another purchase though. So
What do you get from? Is it just the clock that you get extra from Diamond?
So you get also advanced inventory, advanced pricing, bill workflow approvals, intercompany transactions. There's a lot of add-ons as well as time elite. I did ask if we could just add on time elites, and he said no, that these are like
yeah.
package.
But
But
how much was ADP? You remember, Kate?
You know, I was just thinking if everything was in one system,
I hear you.
you know, how much money, how much more would it really be by the time you added another?
Well, what's the difference there between the two?
so the difference between gold and nothing is 2210.
2210.
And diamond nothing is 5364.
And that's for one
That's
user?
for one.
That's one user.
So
no
if we take
cloud.
the whatever we have minus the 2210, we need to figure that out.
No cloud?
That'd be a separate purchase.
Yeah.
So
And cloud like 131 a month, would that, do you think would be the same?
I believe so, yes. The 131 one.
It's about $2,000 more, right? To get the cloud and the, is that what you guys already talked about?
You get the extra user is an extra about $1,000.
So the extra cloud,
And then the cloud is 131.20 per month.
What is the extra user call?
So
Like what does it cost for an extra user?
I believe so. Just looking at what it costs per year and then adding a second user, it looks like it adds about $1,000.
it looks like it's about how much was the yearly? So
The yearly is 22.10. The per month for 2 users is 260.
I think it's going to be at least $2,000 more than what the diamond price is right there. So that 563 is probably going to be close to 7,500 is my estimation if everything stays the same.
So Adam, could you get a bid, the same thing, but in a diamond version? And then maybe next week we can,
We gotta make a decision next time.
would it also be worth asking in your email group, other little communities, what they use for a timekeeping option? And then, pick 3 of them and maybe get some prices for us for next week?
Yep.
That work? Okay. Do we have a start? Well, no, we don't have a start date because we don't.
Oh, another thing I was going to ask you. I noticed that on George Street there was like a building that was pulled in next to that house that had the
Mr. Jacobs.
yeah. Is that a legal
What?
building?
A mill, looks like a mill iron B building. You know where the little rock
Yeah.
area is right over here on this, where it got dug.
Yeah. Little
There's a-
utility patches?
Yeah, there's a little, yes.
And so I don't know if that's even a legal area because it looks like they just pulled it in the alley, and I don't know if that's.
I think it's in the driveway.
But is it? I don't know.
I think. I mean,
Because it's like they pull it here for the driveway, and then it's over here. But maybe I'm
I
just
don't
looking
know.
at it. But
And I also want this.
I don't know. But there also is a like they have to pay for a
A
building
building permit.
at the very least too.
I don't know if they the check.
So I don't know if it's even.
I don't even know if Buzz ever got a building permit for his tiny house.
What's happening with that? I feel like you did.
John, just something that's up there.
What was the plan?
There was. It's just sitting there.
I
Not
think
doing
he
anything
came and
with it.
asked.
No, just sitting.
Another Buzz project that didn't get done.
Does he live there?
No.
He's still living in his house up there on the coast.
115. But was the plan for that for somebody to live
Yep.
in?
Him and his wife are up there.
Oh, I thought it was like for this family.
He's gonna live there and he's gonna sell his house out there in the country to us.
The next sheet I have for you guys are these taxes. So the last time we looked, it was just beginning. We were just beginning to see those taxes come back and everything like that. But here you can see like August grand total was $9,611.14. Where last year August was $4,200 and something. So it's doubled in August the amount of tax the city has received back.
Where is that? I'm lost.
The third sheet,
Oh, there's a third sheet.
sorry, there was
Sorry.
9,600,
Okay.
and then this sheet is for 25, so from 24, the August month, so 1143 plus 3,074.
Good.
4,000.
And that's from our 1% sales tax.
Yep.
Increase. So
Wait.
since when we. April
April? Yes.
of this year?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I haven't done the maths yet to see how much more it is from last year. I'm waiting till like October, December.
Oh, thank you for that.
I have to split. Is there anything? You don't need me for anything.
Who's famous dudes?
Famous. Oh, it's supposed to be famous goods. I missed
Oh,
the E.
good.
Sorry.
That's a fun name. I like the name. We have a fun name.
Is that this place?
Yes, it is. They turned in their C&B request for a license. So now I can't remember. Do we do it just till the end of the year, or do we do it for a year?
I think it's till the end of the
The
year
end of the year.
because it seems like they have to January. They have to get new ones.
That's what I thought.
What, is there a charge for it?
Yes.
How much? Like
Um,
the city charges for it?
we have to pay $25 to the state. We charge $50.
Like, do we prorate that?
No,
Do you want to sell
State.
beer or not?
I wouldn't.
Do they want to sell beer or not?
I wouldn't prorate it.
Say the state's not gonna prorate it, so.
Nope.
You want to do
I think it's
it?
gonna tell you 25 to 25.
Whatever change.
Yeah, they moved the top, like, the top people, you down.
They have a
On the draft. Yeah, Rick off dropping. Got a huge layout there.
They still got the farmer's table.
Yep. I think that's probably part of the purchase.
What are the prices? What are the prices like?
I believe they've got.
That's
To be honest, I only go in there and buy shoe and the occasional pop.
Tell you the truth, I go to DG now.
DG's expensive too for shoes, so
Well, I don't buy that.
it's up.
Go to the casino.
Where do you buy your shoes?
Go to Golden Eagle.
I don't buy
Go to Golden Eagle. My husband shoes. Golden Eagle is about $15 on 5-pack roll, cheaper than Ziegler.
I don't know. I don't know if that pays for the gas compared to drugs.
We'll get the gas
My wife's
money.
an Ashton every day.
Get the gas money. Though.
Yeah, that's cheap. Yeah.
You can get your gas up there cheaper than then.
But are they gonna have some fried food? Like
They
some
got
fried
food.
chicken? Do
Across
they
the
have-
street? Yeah, they reopened. They've got the same bar open.
Okay.
The Hunt Bros is going.
Hunt Brothers
you can
Pizza?
Order, yep, you can order your pizza and everything.
But like, there's a big fryer back there, and I feel like then maybe somebody said that they're gonna have like fried chicken.
Oh, I don't know about
I think-
that.
There's a big fryer thing back there. I don't know.
We ready to adjourn?
I need.
Are we approving their liquor license?
I make
I make-
Your like cereal malt beverage.
I make a motion
Not
we
liquor.
approve Famous Goods LLC cereal malt beverage license.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Make a motion we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Meeting adjourned. Oh, and I thought Chris was not one more on that stuff later.
Yeah, we turn off here.
One more.
Oh, thank you.